this time with us. The purpose of tonight really is to basically welcome you. There are some things we are doing that we have some great new ideas that we want to share with you. And we have some really good things that are going to happen next year. And we're very excited about some of those changes that we're making. Why we want to do that? Well, the reason being is we're trying to make sure that all students receive all the resources that they need to be successful, to get them ready for the high school. Several things we have worked on this year as a team are finding out some of the things that we can do to help our students even be more successful than they are already. We have really great students here at Lewisburg Middle School, and we want to continue that, and also enhance upon that and make sure that we're doing everything we can to help every student be successful. So one of the other things we want to do is we want to make sure we enrich the school day with different activities. We're going to try and make sure that we put time into our school day to make sure that we have enrichment opportunities for students, as well as other supports that students may need. So that's critical. And then tonight is truly very much so informational. I know many of you come to our back to school night, which is great. That's one of the things we talk about, or many of the things we talk about there are like school rules, and that's basically what I go over is the school procedures and rules and things like that, and then introductions of staff. But one of the things we truly want to talk about tonight is this is truly an informational. It is meant for sharing information with parents and making sure that you understand exactly what kind of changes and why we're going through the changes we are, and what's the purpose of that for going into next year. So at this time, I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Richards, and she's going to talk about our schedule for next year.
All right. If you look in your flip charts, we're just basically going to go slide or sheet by sheet. I am the school counselor, and we've been working on how to fit the schedule around and work on our timing and everything. And if you see there, our schedule is very similar. The only thing that we're changing is that Wildcat time is moving up in the day. We're moving it to third hour. We felt like moving it up, we can concentrate more on that math and reading, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But having that earlier in the day instead of at the end of the day where all of our kids were leaving for sports, this will help us to target some of those kids that needed more time. So you'll also hear us calling it hours 1 through 9, which will be a big adjustment for all of us and for our students. So we will have 1 through 9 hours. So if you heard your kids talk about having another class, they don't really have another class. It's just for our computer system, we have to count that Wildcat time as number 3 and for it to work. So that's about it on the schedule. Everything is pretty similar except just moving Wildcat time up. Okay, next is Skyward, which we're getting more and more used to. We know that parents are starting to use it more, and lots of information out there. We just wanted to make sure that you remember, if you change your email or your phone number, to please let the school know. We found that we're sending a lot of messages out to emails now at the end of the year that are bouncing back to us. So a lot of parents enrolled at the beginning of the year with an email and then never checked that email. That's where all your information is going. So make sure that you remember Skyward's connected to whatever data you put in there. So we're encouraging you to let us know if you change any of that. Also in Skyward, you can look at lots of things. People are learning new things all the time. Parents are telling us new things that they can see. But you can look at not just grades, but you can look up your lunch accounts, see what your children are really eating, what they're spending their money on, or your money on. And all of our messages are shown there also. So I'm just going to give you a quick example of what Skyward looks like, if you haven't gone in there and checked it out.
Yep, okay. Do we need to move?
Okay, so if you were going to Skyward, it's always on our home page. So you can just click on Skyward. Then you would go to your Skyward student. And I'm just going to use mine as an example. Yes.
Can we get it so that it saves the password so you don't have to type it in every time?
We can sure ask the company. Mine saves mine, so I don't.
Oh, it does?
Does anybody else save theirs?
Yes.
And mine won't let me in every time.
You have to put yours in every time.
Change it every time.
It shouldn't make you change it.
The other part about Skyward, while you're getting this ready, is you can have it on your smartphone. If you have a smartphone, there's an app out there for Skyward. And honestly, I don't even know if I go to the computer hardly to ever check it anymore. I can check my kids' grades all the time on your phone, and it really is pretty quick and easy. It really, it's one of those things where it's a great tool on a Thursday to start looking at your child and going, oh, how's that grade going in math class or whatever. So it's easy on there as well.
So if you haven't looked at it, this is basically what it looks like when you open it up. I have 3 children in the district, so I can choose which child I want to go check on. Here's my 7th grader. All of my messages are going to come in here. It tells me I can look up their lunch account, if I've put money in there, if they're almost out of money. I can look at my calendar. And what I like about this, I can actually look at all 3 of my kids at the same time. 2 at the high school and 1 here, and I can see every assignment that was put into their grade books this week. So I can kind of just look through there and just click on any assignment. Maybe they got a bad grade on something, I can click on it and get more information about that assignment. It would tell me how many points it was out of, what the assignment was, all of that information. So there is a lot of information in here. It's just taken us all a while to learn how to use it since we were used to Infinite Campus. Gradebook is in there. It will tell you their current grade, your attendance, make sure that they're at school, schedule. In case you're making those orthodontic appointments, you can check and see which one would be the best one for them to go get out of school for orthodontics. There's lots of information in there. So do take some time and play with that, kind of find out some places in there. You can set it up so it sends you alerts. Is that Skylert? If it'll load. You can sign up so that it sends you daily grades. Like I get all their grades every morning posted to me. So I know that morning if we're going to have a conversation on the way to school or not. Then on the weekends, on Sunday, I believe, is it Saturday or Sunday? One of the days on the weekend, it sends a progress report of when they were absent that week. It tells me any homework that is, I have it set up so if they got below 70% on anything, it sends me, that's all listed in one email. So you can choose what you want sent to you, text message or email, whichever way you want it. So that's under Skylert, and then if you just go in there and you can turn on and off everything that you want. That's another place. And again, we didn't know that at the beginning of the year. We would have told everybody, but now we didn't.
Next is
I'll just stay here for you.
Christine's going to run the computer for us, Ms. Richards, so thank you. I'm Suzanne Reedy, I'm a 6th grade literature teacher, and tonight I want to discuss calendars with you. Just for a show of hands, can you tell me who actually uses or has been to teacher calendars? All right, that's encouraging. On our side, so now we know that it's worthwhile. But calendars, that's a place where we put out there what we are going to do in the classroom, what we have done. Every teacher kind of has different links to it. And you can tell when when tests are coming up, or when an assignment is due, when assignment is assigned. And some teachers, I know Miss Terry does, will put a link out there that you can just click on it, and if your child forgot their paper, then she can pull it up there, print it at home, and they can get it done. So the calendars are very good information. To get to the calendars, you'll go to USD 416, our website, and then go. It's good. Yeah, it clicked again. We love our technology. So when you get there, it'll come up, and then the homepage for USD 416. And then from there, you're just going to choose calendars. And then you really get to click on wherever you want to go. You don't have to stay at Lewisburg Middle School. You can click into the district, you can click into the high school, wherever you want to go. But for the middle school, click into there. And you can see that there's a library schedule there, all those things that we could possibly use. So we can click on, let's see, I'll show you a couple different ones. You can click on my calendar. I don't have the links for assignments that are due on my calendar, but I do have up there, we try to use different colors and stuff, what we're doing in the classroom, what's going on, when something is due, and it's just another way with Skyward to keep informed. It has a little more information than Skyward does on the specificity of what's going on. And then I know I have parents that will email me and say, hey, I saw this going on in your calendar, what's that about? And then I'll just drop them an email, and that works out great. So from here, let's pull up, which one are we going to do? For the district? Okay, we can look at the district. Oh, yes. You can just click on whichever one you want, and it's just interesting to get out there. But the part of it is that you do have to click on every teacher. That is something that we are looking into to possibly condense that for parents and make it a little more user-friendly, but we don't have that secured yet, but we are working on it. And this is our middle school calendar. If you don't know if it's an A day or a B day, and your child needs to know what they need, then you can click on here. The musical, sit down so you can see, just all your information is right there at your fingertips. So the calendars are just a great resource for anything to go in there and find out what's going on.